Hello everyone. Well, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself, my name is Rahmania. I'm from English Education Department in State University of West Sulawesi, especially in Class B 2019 in this moment. I'm going to share to you about English specific project during this middle test semester. As my project from my best lecture, his name is Mr. Adi Isma SPD MPlus, is a branch of English language teachings that aims to teach student language needed to perform in certain roles. English for specific purpose students include those working the areas below but the are on the origin of ESP. There are three main reasons for the origins ESP. The first, the origin ESP. Two, revolution in linguistics. Three, focus on the learner. Number one, the origin of ESP. Yes, this happened because of the activity of exchanging goods and service after the World War. English is taken to the contemplation of technology in international trade. The respect of English as international language created a new generation that now especially why they learn the language. Number two is a revolution in linguistics. Traditionally, the aim of linguistics is to describe the rules of using English, namely grammar. Number three, focus on the learner. Students have different needs and interests which will have an important influence on their motivation to learn a language and is effective so that they learn better and better. Okay, the second material is the development of ESP. Currently, there are 5 pairs of ESP development. All approaches related to ESP development can be found around the world, and we can measure the speed of development by looking at the implementation of these approaches. Here is a 5 pairs and its explanations. The first is spatial language concept register analysis. 2. Beyond the sentence, rhetoric or discourse analysis. 3. Analysis the target situations. 4. Skill and strategy. 5. Learning centers approach. Number 1. Spatial language concept register analysis. The need for English return to their needs according to their field of study or work by operation the basic principle of English in spatial register or general English. They to know in order to identify the grammatical and lexical feature of this register. They will need teaching material to take this part of linguistics as the syllabus. Number 2, beyond the sentence, rhetoric or discourse analysis. If in the first pairs, ESP focus more language at the sentence level, but at this stage its development shift to a level above the sentence. The ESP become closely innovated with the emerging field of discourse of rhetorical analysis. Number 3, analysis the target situation. The aim of the pairs is to take existing knowledge and put in on a more scientific basis by installing producers for linking language analysis more classes to the learning reason for learning. Number 4 is skill and strategy. In this phrase, consider not only the language itself but also the thought process that underlie language use. This phrase is formed to address learning situation with the language of interaction in mother tongue, but student needs to read a number or special text are only available in English. Number 5, learning centers approach. Earlier, in the origin of ESP, we learned that there are 3 forces that apply a role in ESP and characterize it, namely needs, new ideas about tongue, and new ideas about learning. Okay, the next material, language descriptions. A various idea about language that influence ESP we can identify with a 6 main point of its development. Number 1, classical of traditional grammar. Number 2, structural linguistic. Number 3, transformational generative. Number 4, language variation and register analysis. Number 5, functional or national grammar. And number 6, discourse rhetorical analysis. This number 1, the depictions of English with other language is based on the grammar of the classical language, namely Greek and Latin. It is described in this way become a classical language is based on language in which grammatical function of each word in sentence is made clear by using proper inflections, rapidly improving our knowledge of how language operates. This number 2, structural linguistic, describing terms from Semitic language word, the grammar of which carry the main prepositions. Simply put, grammatical delineation is necessary if there is a large area of unexplained language use. Number 4, language variation and register analysis. Language is different, but is same goal difference delivery which is analyzed with different variants. Functional or national grammar. Functional concepts social behavior and represents the goals of the speaker or writer. Number 6, discourse rhetorical analysis. This context of the sentence is also important to form the meaning. The meaning is sentence can be same but the content is different. In other words, it is a language that has meaning for another purpose. Okay, the next material, theories language. The following are theories of language learning. Have number 1, behaviorism, 2, mentalism, 3, cognitive code, 4, affective factor, 5, learning and acquisitions, 6, models for learning. Number 1, behaviorism. Learning as habit formation. The first coherence theory of learning is the behaviorist theory based on Pavlov's work in the Soviet Union and Skinner in the United States. This theory is simple but powerful, saying the learning is mechanical process of habit formation and result with frequent reinforcement of a stimulus response phase. Number 2, mentalism. Thinking as rules, learning is not a forming habit but acquiring rules, a process by which individual experiences are used by the mind for formula hypothesis. Number 3, cognitive code. Student as thinking by learning is a thinking process where students try to understand the data and learning occurs when the student have success in imparting the meaning of pattern in the data. The basic teaching technique relate to cognitive theory of number 4, affective factor. Learning is emotional, being human are only think creative but also being who have feelings. Learning and acquisition. Learning is a conscious process while acquisition results unconscious model for a learning. Each item of knowledge to extensive knowledge network and in acquiring new knowledge is there a learned knowledge that makes it possible to learn a new item. It's a need analysis. If students and teachers know why it's necessary to learn English, the awareness will have an influence on what will be accepted as content in language learning and what potential can be exploited. Learning needs are what a student need to do in learning. Number one is each student have different needs to achieve the target. Part B, work is not only identifying needs but also identifying student deficiencies that need to be analyzed with student abilities. Part C, decide the desire of student in the form of motivation play important role in language learning. Okay, the last material is a process to course design. A learning model is a process by which raw data about learning needs are interpreted to produce an integrated set of a teaching and learning experience. The main purpose of which is to examine a particular state of knowledge. Number one, language center design. Language center models. Models or the student design aims to draw a direct relationship between the object of the analysis situations. Number two, a skill center learning model. Number of ESP project have been established with the specific aim developing student ability to read English text. Skill centers is based on two principles, namely theoretical and pragmatic. Number three, learning center approach. Learning is seen as a process in which a student learning is an internal process which crucially depends on the student's existing knowledge and their abilities and motivation to use it. Okay, that's the material from the ESP English for Specific Purpose course that I explained in this video. I'm so sorry if the R mistake from myself. I really apologize. Helpful what I explained is easy to understand. Thank you and